Hey, alright everybody, how's it going? Now yesterday I did a video about our sales up or down so far in 2024, and I've got the actual figures here for April 2024. Now this is from the SMMT Data, so I got all the figures in front of me. Now I know the anti-EV crowd are going to come in the comment section and they're going to shout fleet sales, fleet sales, fleet sales. Okay, they're going to do it, but look, try and understand that fleet sales aren't what you think. Look into what is, what consists of fleet sales first before you shout fleet sales. And also, what else are they're going to say? Another thing as well, pre-registrations, right? So they're going to shout from the rooftops that EVs are not selling. You can use your eyeballs, right? Use your eyeballs and drive around. There's loads more electric cars on the road. I see them everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere now. So using your eyeballs is a good indicator. Unless you live in the back of beyond, on top of a mountain somewhere, EVs are everywhere. You can't miss them. You can't miss the new ones because they've got green on the number plate. So there we go. They're everywhere, right? So with that being said, let's get into the numbers and have a butchers. Let's have a look what's going on. Let's have a peek. Right. So I did a video a couple of days ago as well about diesel sales, and I said in a couple of years it's going to be down to 3%. Okay. Now, diesel sales have sort of changed because mild hybrid vehicles and mild hybrid diesels and diesels are all lumped in the same thing, because a mild hybrid diesel is basically just a diesel car, right? And it's the same with the petrol ones. The mild hybrid petrols and the petrols are all lumped together because basically it's just a petrol car. Okay, right? So with that being said, again, right, diesel sales, okay? So diesel sales are down in April. They're minus 25.3%, okay? So the market share for 2024 is 6.4%. The market share in 2023 was 8.7%. So the headline stories should be in the news that it's diesel sales at the end of their time. That should be the headline news, not electric cars. It should be, but if they write stories about diesel cars failing, nobody looks at it. But if they do about electric cars, everybody's there. All the aren't EV people. Anyway, right. Now, this is the interesting part. Petrol sales were down. Petrol sold. Now, petrol does sell a lot. It's 74,000. Last year, it was 77,000. So petrol is down minus 3.1% as well. And the market share is down. Market share is down to 55.8%. But last year, it was 58.1%. Now, like I said again, if that was electric cars, every single mainstream media outlet would be shouting from the rooftops. But I've looked on the mainstream media so far and I can't find nothing, not a whisper. All I can see is tumbleweeds floating past, okay? So let's get to the BEVS sales, okay? BEVS sales 2024 was 22,717. Last year it was 20,522. So April 2024, more BEVs were sold. Market share for 2024 in April, 16.9%. Market share in 2023 was 15.4%. So it's up. Now remember, last month it was doom and gloom. It's the end of electric cars. So I was expecting, with all the doom and gloom that the mainstream media was going on about, I was expecting sales to be dismal. I was expecting them to be down. I was expecting them to be as bad as diesel sales. But it's just not the case, okay? Now, we got PHEVS as well. PHEVS, the market share change, BEVs were up 10.7%. So up 10.7%. PHEVS are going up. Now, PHEVS have changed quite a lot from last year. So let's get this straight now for people who don't understand, right? PHEVS sales were up 22%, 22.1%, but it doesn't mean they sold more than BEVs, right? Let me say it again. BEVs sold 22,717. PHEVS sold 10,493. Now, HEVS are up 16.7% as well, and they sold 17,538, which is still less than BEV sales, okay? So it's just compared from April last year to this year. That's how it works, okay? So the market share for HEVS is 13.1%. The market share for PHEVS is 7.8%. The market share for BEVS is 16.9%. Okay, so year to date, what's year to date then? Okay, we got diesel is 6.8% market share for 2024 so far. Last year was 8.2%, so that's down. Petrol sales was 56.2% for this year. Last year was 57.1%, so petrol sales so far is down. BEVS this year so far is 15.7%. Last year at this time it was 15.4%, so BEVs are up. PHEVS sales are at 7.8% this year. Last year it was 6.4%, so they're up. HEVS sales this year are 13.5%, and last year it was 12.9%, so they're up. So the two types of vehicles that are down are diesel and petrol. Okay, now you could argue that HEV, hybrid electric vehicle, is sort of a petrol car. A PHEV you can plug in, so it can run are on its own. So make of that what you will. But it is unusual to see petrol sales come down, but I think them sales are going towards PHEVs and HEVs and a couple of BEVs. So what else can we look at? Year to date annual registrations. So we'll have a quick look at, before I go into the by brand, I just want to look at a few things by brand. But like I said, last month it was doom and gloom. It was as if it was absolutely the end of EV sales. Now they're not quite at the 22% that they need to be, so there's going to be some fines. Some companies are going to have some fines unless they can find some extra sales. So this is what was the interesting thing I wanted to look at? Where was it? April by brand, April overview, year to date. Let me just have a look. April by brand. Let's have a look down at, I wanted to look at Tesla sales, because they say that Tesla's not selling so much, but other brands are selling more. I just say by here that Tesla sold 1,352 cars in April. Now, their sales are all over the shop because they get stuff shipped in. Now, I did see, what's his name? Electric Viking was talking today, and he said that Giga Berlin is now making right-hand drive Tesla Model Ys, but I don't know if they're getting shipped to the UK. If somebody knows, tell me in the comment section. Or if they're being shipped to other places like Australia. I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't looked into it yet. I should have looked into it before I started speaking about it. But there we go. So they're down minus 25%. Now, what I think is happening there is most people who want a Tesla have got a Tesla. And Tesla does need a new car to inject more sales. It does need that Model 2 to inject more sales, because most people who have got a Model 3 or a Model Y, they're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. Now, they haven't stopped selling them. People are still buying them. And I don't know how well, like, they have, upgraded the Model 3. If they upgraded the Model Y, would there be more sales again? Probably. I think the Model Y is way more popular than the Model 3. I always thought the Model 3 should have been a hatchback because it would have sold better all around the rest of the world. Anyway, that's my take on that. Anyway, so let's look at year to date so far I wanted to look at BYD sales so far. And BYD is trying to make it into the market in the UK. And so far this year, they have sold 1,611 cars, which isn't a massive amount, but it does say that sales from BYD are up 2,457%. Now, that is because last year they probably sold one or two cars, or maybe no cars. So they are making slow headway, but people are reluctant to buy new brands. MG has been around for quite a while now, so that's why people are they got more trust in getting parts for MGs and stuff, because they've been sort of building their brand up in the UK. I don't mean old MG, I mean the new MG. Because their sales, MG sales, now they sell petrol, hybrids and electric cars, but their sales to date so far in the UK is 28,509, and that's up 10%. So MG is doing super duper well. MG is selling really well in the UK. I mean, for example, MG has sold 28,500 cars so far this year. Land Rover has sold 22,800. So they're selling more on Land Rover. I mean, let's take a few more examples. Honda sold 13,000. Ford sells 40,000, so they're not that far behind. So you can see Fiat sold 6,000. So MG are selling really well in the UK. Anyway, that's my take on all the numbers. If you think I got something wrong, or I said something stupid, or I'm talking a load of rubbish, put it in the comments section. Anyway, if you did like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.